Welcome to the Practice Buddy for Lesson 4. Before we get started with the exercises for the chords, let's begin with 2 minutes of finger exercises. Okay, so here's exercise 1. We're going to start with the first finger on the first fret of the first string. Here we go, first fret, and then we're going to go to the second fret. And we're going to skip the third finger, going right to the fourth fret with the fourth finger on this one. And then bring it right back down, again skipping the third finger, third fret. Okay, doing the same thing on the second string. So first fret, second fret, and fourth fret. Bringing it right back down. And same thing on the third string. Skipping that third finger, like so. Okay, and the same thing on the fourth string. Fifth string, and right back down, and one final string we're going to push. Make sure you get clarity on this one. Second finger, fourth finger, bring it right back down, 4, and then second and first, and that's the end of that exercise. We're going to move right on to the second exercise. This one we're going to go from the first fret to the third fret to the fourth, so omitting the second finger. Here we go, first finger, first fret on the first string, push and go for clarity, and then third fret and fourth fret, and then right back down, 4, 3, and then 1. The same thing on the second string, 1, 3, 4, and then bring it right back down. There we go, same thing on the third string. And then fourth string. And fifth string. And one final string, sixth string. So push. Make sure you go for clarity on this one. This is really going to work out the fingertips. And then right back down to the first fret. Very well done. Now we're going to do a chord exercise. This is going to be the G chord. We're going to do a strum, pick, strum, going for clarity on all 6 strings. Here we go, strum. And then we're going to pick individual strings starting from the 6th string and going right down. And like I said, we're going for clarity on this one. And then once your strings are clear, you're going to strum it again. If for some reason one of the strings is muted, like the 4th string in case the first finger is touching, make the adjustment and make sure everything's clear before you strum again, okay? Now we're going to lift the fingers off and we're going to put them back down right on that G chord again, and we're going to do a strum, a pick, and a strum. Sometimes the first string might be a little muted if you're not pushing down hard enough with that third finger, so just watch out for that. Okay, lift the fingers off again, put them back down on the G chord, and then strum, and then pick, and strum. And let's do one more time. Lift the fingers off, put them back down, and do a strum, and then a pick, and one final strum on the G chord. Very nice. Now we're going to move on to the D chord, G chord switches. We're going to do strum, pick, strums on each one. So follow along with me, starting on the D chord, do a strum, and then we're going to go to a pick, starting with the 4th string, and then another strum. Now we're going to move the fingers to the G chord, and we're going to do a strum, and then a pick, and another strum. Then we're going to move right back to the D chord, doing a strum, and then a pick, and a strum. Go for clarity on these. It's very important that you have these chords clear before moving on. Okay, so assuming the D is good, we're going to go to the G chord, and we're going to strum. Check each individual string to make sure it's clear, and then strum it again. Let's do one more time on the D. We're going to do a strum, and then a pick, and then a strum. And one final time on the G, we're going to move the fingers over to the G, strum, and then pick, and strum. Now, in the next chord exercise, we're going to start on the G chord and then go to the A7 chord. Okay, using a strum, pick, strum. So let's start on the G chord, and we're going to strum, And then we're going to also pick right afterwards as well, checking for clarity on this new chord, and strum it again. Now we're going to switch to the A7 chord, starting with the 5th string, strumming downward, doing a pick afterward, and doing another strum, checking for clarity again, going to the G, strum, and then pick, and strum. Very nice. Going back to the A7 chord, we're almost there, halfway through this one, and then we're going to do a pick and strum. Good. G chord. Over time, these are going to be much easier. At first, it might be a little clunky, but as soon as you start getting the muscle memory with your fingers, it's going to be nice and easy. Okay, one more time on the G chord, and then we're going to wrap up this exercise. And one final strum on that G chord. Very nice. Now this next exercise, we're going to be going from a D chord to a G chord. We're going to be doing quarter note strums and then whole rests. So follow along with me. We're going to start on the D. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to go to the G chord. 2, 3, 4. And then rest, 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 rest. And then D, 2, 3, 4. And then rest, 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 rest. Back to G. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then rest, rest, rest. Back to D. Here we go. D, rest. There we go. Nice. And then rest, rest, rest. Final G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then rest, 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 rest. Very nice. Final exercise for this section. We're going to start on the G, go to the A7, doing quarter note strums with whole rests in between. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. And then rest, rest, rest. A7. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. And then rest, rest, rest. Back to G. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest, rest. A7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest, rest. Back to G. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest, 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 rest. A7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And rest, rest, rest. And let's just strum a G one time at the end here. There we go. Now take 1 minute and going back and forth between the G and the D chord as many times as possible. And when you're finished, write down the number of times you were able to repeat that within the 1 minute period. Now let's go back and forth between the G and the A7 chord as many times as you can in 1 minute. And again, write this down on a piece of paper. Okay, now take two of the hardest chords, so whatever two chords are giving you the most grief, and go back and forth between them doing repetitions. So you can strum and then strum. Or you can do a strum, pick, strum, and then go to the next chord, do a strum, pick, strum over the next minute. Here we go. Okay, we're going to be in 3/4 time, starting on the D chord, strumming 3 times, going to the A7 chord 3 times. Here we go, very slowly. 1, 2, 3. We have a D, 2, 3. And then we go to the A7. 1, 2, 3. Back to the D chord. 1, 2, 3. And the A7. 1, 2, 3. Very nice. D chord. 1, 2, 3. A7. 1, 2, and 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. One more switch to the A7. 1, 2, and 3. Very nice. Now, we're going to go from the D chord to the G chord 3/4 time, so 3 strums per measure, starting on the D. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switch to the G. 1, 2, 3. Back to the D. 1, 2, 3. To the G. 1, 2, 3. And to the D. 1, 2, 3. G. 2, 3. To the D. 1, 2, 3. Switching to the G. 1, 2, 3. And then to the D again. 1, 2, 3. And one more switch back to the G. 1, 2, and 3. Very nice. Now we're going to move on to the G A7 switch. So 3 strums on the G, 3 strums on the A7. We're still in 3/4 time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We have a G. 1, 2, 3. And then to the A7. 1, 2, 3. Back to the G. 1, 2, 3. Back to A7. 1, 2, 3. To the G. 1, 2, 3. Here comes the A7 again. 1, 2, 3. And then the G. 1, 2, 3. And A7. 1, 2, 3. Only 15 seconds. Here's the G. 1, 2, 3. A7. 1, 2, 3. And G one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now over the next 2 minutes, I want you to take the D chord, the A7 chord, and the G chord, and just fool around with them. Just play in 3/4 time or in 4/4 time, and whatever progression you want to do. All right, here we go. Okay, last exercise for today. We're going to be doing the Happy Birthday chord progression. This is in 3/4 time, starting on a D. Let's try to do this 2 times in 1 minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. D, 2, 3, A7. 1, 2, 3, A7. 1, 2. Back to D. 1, 2, 3. Another D. 1, 2, 3 to the G chord. 1, 2, 3, A7. 1, 2, 3, and then D. Here we go again. 3 and D. 2, 3, A7. 1, 2, 3, A7 again. 1, 2, 3. Back to D. 1, 2, 3. Stay on the D. 1, 2, 3, and the G chord. 1, 2, 3, A7. 1, 2, 3, and D. 2, 3. Awesome. You made it through another practice session, so that's great. So you want to focus on clarity on every single chord we went over. So make sure you get that G chord integrated with the rest of the chords. Do not rush through these. It's really important to focus, okay? So do all the repetitions, go over this practice session as many times as you need to. You can do this even multiple times a day as well. All right, so have fun. I will see you next time.